911.
I need an ambulance. My son's not breathing.
How old is he?
Oh, God, he's dead.
Fentanyl kills. 200 deaths a day.
It's so easy and cheap to make.
You see 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds.
Most of the chemicals are easy to find.
Fentanyl deaths have more than tripled in the last year.
We've never seen a drug in our history of this lethality. My daughter took half of this pill before going to bed, and it killed her within minutes.
I'm sitting here today with Matt and Christine Capilouto. Matt and Christine lost their daughter, Alexandra, to fentanyl. I really wanted to talk to you so that people can understand, what's happening in this country.
She was away at college. We had reason to believe that she was on a good path. But when she came home for Christmas break in 2019, after spending a full day Christmas shopping with her mom.
Having the best time of our life. That day during the shopping, she explained she had insomnia issues and just had not had a good night's sleep yet. The next morning, I go in because she has my computer charger, and I go in there. She's Indian style, sideways, laying on, slumped over in front of her makeup mirror. And I still didn't think anything was odd because that's just her. So I'm like, oh, silly girl. And I go to move her, and she's stiff.
When I got there, I found Alex Capilouto in her bedroom, deceased, and then found evidence to show illicit narcotics usage. Historically, all police departments across the United States treated these calls as accidental overdoses.
How did she find the dealer?
Snapchat. Social media platform Snapchat.
And you did forensics to figure this out afterwards?
In the coming weeks,
I saw the conversation.
I think she decided to self-med. I put her in a category of self-medicating.
Tell us a little bit about who Alexandra was.
She lit up a room when she walked in. She always wanted to make people laugh and just feel good when they're around her. This is her sense of humor. She was dealing with anxiety and depression, but you wouldn't know it.
But she was open with you about her anxiety and depression.
Very open from the time of middle school when she started feeling it and didn't understand it. She came to me and was like, Mom, why do I feel like this?
My daughter was seeking Percocet, and not that any parent condones their child purchasing a prescription drug illegally. But what this drug dealer sold her was a counterfeit Percocet pill, made to mimic a pharmaceutical medication, but instead it contained a lethal dose of fentanyl.
And fentanyl is a synthetic brand of opium. The active ingredient is 1/200th of the size and the density of the opium molecule. It kills in extraordinarily low concentrations. My niece, Irsha, had much the experience that she was, I think, dealing with some anxiety. And she reached out rather than to a doctor. She reached out to a dealer.
The drug dealers are making a ton of money off of this. I don't think they necessarily want to kill off their clients because that's not good business. But it is good business to sell something that's a 700% markup.
The number of parents that we have met just losing kids that are just starting to make their way in life.
They're not at parties or raging or anything. These are kids like my daughter who's just...
And my niece.
Yeah, home.
Who went to bed at her bedtime and just never woke up. We lost around 3,000 people on 9/11, and we dedicated this extraordinary national effort, including another 3,000 soldiers lost and $8 trillion ultimately spent to deal with that risk. And yet we're losing 30 times 9/11 casualty list every year. And there's hardly any attention paid to it.
The reality is less than 1% of all drug deaths result in the conviction of a drug dealer.
What should other parents be doing right now?
What we came up with was something that actually mimics our DUI, our driving under the influence legislation that is currently used here in California. So if drug dealers are arrested for selling drugs, they would get a similar admonishment, letting them know the dangers of those drugs and that they could result in somebody's death. And if they continue to do so and somebody does die as a result of their continued actions, they can be charged with murder.
We call it Alexandras Law.
Do you have a bill sponsor?
We've had two different sponsors. The bill's been killed in committee all 4 times that it's been presented. I want to thank everyone for being here today. 4 times during the last 3 years, the Senate and Assembly Public Safety Committees refused to hold these dealers accountable for killing our friends and family.
Many people, like my son, believed that they were taking one substance, only to unknowingly consume fentanyl.
Teens can get a fake pill that's lethal delivered to their homes in less than an hour, in less than the time it takes to order a pizza.
Zach loved family, friends, and life.
I shared the story of how I lost my father to a drug overdose and my aunt and uncle to fentanyl overdoses.
88% of California voters said that they would vote for a ballot measure like the one we're about to file today.
It's going to be challenging, but it's a challenge well worth fighting.
All right, brother, let's do it. We'd like to file this ballot initiative.
Okay, sounds good. I will take this from you.
Every fentanyl death is a policy failure at this point. We've had years to deal with this, and we keep kicking the can down the road. And we're out of time.
Thank you. All right.
In my daughter's short 20 years, I can honestly say at this point, she's taught me far more than I ever taught her. And I know when I see her again, I wouldn't want to face her if I hadn't done something about this. I know when we meet again, she's gonna say, "Good job, Dad." It's filed. We filed it.
All right.
We've got a higher power. That's something more than the legislature has, and we're going to take advantage of it. We're going to get this passed.
Good job.
Thank you. If we're lucky enough to have you serving as our next president, I hope we will finally take this serious and do something about it.
Thank you. I thank both of you.
Thank you.